Being in a position where you have to bring justice no matter what is tough, especially when the crime is beyond the capacity of the human mind, and the criminal is not even showing a single sign of remorse. In this video, we will be listing those incidents where even the judges lost their patience or were horrified by the criminal. Starting with Ronnie O'Neal.
I am not sorry for something I didn't do, and I am not sorry for the things I did do.
Raising his voice at the end, the man in a bright red jumpsuit is Ronnie O'Neal. Ronnie is accused of killing his girlfriend and his 9-year-old daughter with special needs and attacking his son, then proceeding to set his house on fire. While in the courtroom, Ronnie could be seen trying to get the last word, either by humming or saying "yes ma'am" multiple times. According to him, when his wife tried to run away, he grabbed her and stood over her, striking her 3 times and then shot her using a shotgun. After killing his wife, he used a hatchet to kill his 9-year-old daughter, Ronivea, who had special needs and could not talk. Like a madman, he then proceeded to try to fatally stab his 8-year-old son before setting him and the house on fire. The cruelty of the case is unimaginable. Addressing the same Michelle Cisco, the judge couldn't hold her emotions any longer. "For 19 years, I've been at this job, but this is the worst case I've ever seen." Adding further, she said, "For the rest of my life, I will be haunted by what I saw as far as the evidence, and just the object of the cruelty of it all." Her voice cracked when sentencing 3 consecutive life sentences and an additional 60 years to Ronnie. Next, we have video footage of a criminal who frustrated and poked the judge until the judge attacked himself. Jacob Larson. Jacob is accused of invading the privacy of a woman, and even after having a restraining order against him, he didn't seem to understand that. Back to the clip.
22.
How many?
22.
22.
Though the hearings began calmly, it quickly escalated as McBain, the judge, questioned Larson about his continuous message to the woman in Facebook. While McBain was still trying to make him understand his fault, Larson interrupted saying, "I want her to tell me to leave her alone," and went as far as accusing McBain of being buddy-buddy with the woman. Initially, McBain sentenced him to jail for only 3 days, but the continuous interruption irritated the judge and upped his sentence. The argument went back and forth for a good amount of time before the judge asked the deputy to tase Larson and threw his robe, indulging in a physical fight himself. Darrell Brooks. Darrell killed 6 people and wounded several others when he drove his SUV into a Christmas parade in Wisconsin in 2021. According to the charges, Mr. Brooks drove over the parade intentionally and didn't even after many pleas. The judge sentenced Darrell to 6 life sentences with additional 1,067 years of imprisonment to show the seriousness of his crime. According to the people present in the court, Darrell showed no sorrow, no sympathy, resulting in the judge asking him to be removed from the court at least twice.
Understand why one of the girls called her aunt and said, "My entire team is dead."
Judge Jennifer Doro's voice broke while remembering seeing the events unfold. "It's hard not to think about what I watched and not have this reaction." She reacted to the horrific crime Darrell had committed. Bo Dukes. While handing down sentences to the man who burned and hid the body of beauty queen Tara Grinstead, Judge Robert Chastain was finding it hard to control his emotions. Bo Dukes confessed to killing and disposing the body of Tara, a teacher and beauty queen, back in 2005. He was convicted on charges of lying to the GBI, the murder of Tara, and some other charges. While sentencing Duke to prison for 25 years, the judge was seen visibly choking and sniffing, saying he didn't like sending people to jail, but it was part of his job to maintain peace in the community. Larissa Rodriguez and Christopher Rodriguez.
I know as a judge I'm not supposed to show emotion, and in 22 years I never have. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Judge Nancy Margaret Russo broke down while addressing the mother and her boyfriend who had killed their 5-year-old kid. Jordan, the said kid, was found dead and buried in the backyard of their house. As the report said, Jordan's body showed multiple signs of abuse, including broken ribs, indicating physical abuse. Both Rodriguez pleaded guilty to felonious assault, endangering children, and offenses against a human corpse, making it possibly the worst case of all time. Seeing no remorse or even hearing a single sorry from the parents, the judge proceeded to tell how shameful and horrific the act was. "Whatever this child's life was supposed to be, you made sure it didn't happen," the judge said, following how badly the parents have treated all the children, calling them child abusers. At the end of the hearing session, the judge sentenced them to 27 years in prison, saying it is the maximum possible sentence and amount of time for which she can put them behind the bars. Michael Sykes. This is Michael Sykes, a 27-year-old monster who stabbed his girlfriend more than 40 times and repeatedly knifed all 3 children. Sykes is accused of brutally murdering his girlfriend, Rebecca Cutler, and her 2 small children, Ziana, a 1-year-old, and Malia, his biological child. According to the prosecutors, he plunged the knife into her, Rebecca, chest deep enough that it went into the mattress. All the time she was alert, conscious, and responsive to the painful stimuli. In his first trial, he denied the allegations and previously testified his girlfriend attacked the children. But in the second trial, after being shown enough evidence, he admitted to killing the children and harming the other one as well. The reason behind this rampage, given by him, is that he was suspicious that his girlfriend was cheating on him, and that if he can't have his girlfriend and her children, nobody else can. Upon seeing the cruelty of the case, Judge Mario F. Matei sentenced Sykes to 2 consecutive terms of life in prison without parole and a consecutive term of an additional 25 years to life. Having done this, Mario's voice could be heard dripping with hatred when he said, "You failed as a father, failed as a husband, and failed as a human being. You deserve no mercy from the court." Camia Gamet. The woman, wearing a bright orange suit, rolling her eyes at the judge, McBain, is Camia Gamet. Camia is convicted of killing her boyfriend, Marcel Hill, beating him brutally to death. It was in March 2014 when Marcel Hill was stabbed 11 times before Camia beat him, as per the prosecutors. It was not the first time Camia has hit Marcel, but sure it was the last time. As per the police reports, Hill reported Camia hitting him on the head with a hammer back in 2013 as well. While the jury convicted her for stabbing and beating Marcel to death, her lawyers kept arguing that she acted in self-defense and she attacked an unknown person in the dark, not knowing it was her boyfriend. Though all the time, Camia was just laughing in the courtroom and was showing no signs of remorse. If McBain could act like he previously did, throwing his robe and breaking a physical fight in the courtroom, he did that verbally this time.
And you're gonna shut your mouth or I'm gonna have some duct tape put on it.
At the end of the session, McBain called it the worst cold-blooded murder he had ever seen and sentenced her to life in prison. Larry Nassar. The man in blue, wearing a spectacle, is a not-so-innocent criminal. Lawrence Larry Gerard Nassar is an American former physician and convicted child rapist. For 18 years, he was the team doctor of the United States women's national gymnastics team. He used his employment as a team's doctor to exploit, deceive, and sexually assault hundreds of children and young women.
It is my honor and privilege to sentence you because, sir, you do not deserve to walk outside of a prison ever again.
Judge Rosemarie Aquilina said. Having her voice cracking with every word she said, Judge Rosemarie could be seen having a breakdown over this case. At the end of the session, the judge gave him 175 years, which is 2,100 months in jail. I just signed your death warrant. And with this, the applause could be heard in the background, making Larry possibly the most despised criminal in the US. And this is the end of this list. Let us know which one was the most horrifying for you in the comment section below. Also, make sure you have subscribed to the channel and ain't going to miss any future update.